Hey guys, welcome back. This is Moments with Marcus. I'm Marcus. This is our moment. And I've been getting a lot of questions from clients about how I go about working with higher profile people and like what's different about the scenario, what's the same. Not much changes, to be honest. You just move a little faster. But I figured why not open up with two of my more recent high profile clients that we've had here at the studio. So, with that, we're going to start on a fresh record. Let's get into it. People always ask me, what was it like working with Q the Fool? What was my process? What am I going to do as far as the mix goes? So I figured why not just show you guys and answer those questions now. First, what was it like working with him? It was cool. A lot of times when I work with celebrities and high profile clients, between their entourage, their schedule, the drugs, nobody really we're not really talking. We're not getting to know each other really. So I can't say I know him. I don't know him personally. From us working together, I can say that we've worked fast, relatively fast. And that kind of leads into why I set things up like this. What I did when I was recording him, because he's a punch-in rapper, anybody who knows that should know that. He has a lot of little cuts, individual cuts and punches in every now and again. So while he's recording the song, he's got all of these ideas in his head and nothing's written down. So if you're not moving fast enough, he's going to lose ideas, and then that reflects poorly on you as the engineer, which is a reality of what we do. That's why there's a lot of empty space here that needs to be trimmed. There's a lot of stuff here that needs to be trimmed. Like all of these things are just because I didn't have time in the moment, and this was all a part of an even bigger project that we didn't even record the whole project, but they came to us because they wanted to close out with us. So that being said, let's play what we've got so far and hear what we have so far and figure out what we would do just using some basic tools. I'm not using anything too expensive. At this point, I think Waves plugins are pretty accessible. I think the Pro Tools stock plugins could be decent enough that we can get some stuff done. So let's try it. Let's hear what we have first, and then let's try it.
Beethoven.
Down. Yeah. Everybody, chop it late with me. Give me down. Yeah. Rich shooter, nigga. Everybody know that my chopper lay with me. Got a Spanish bitch, she drive my ass from A to B. Them niggas in my videos, they ain't new, they raised with me. Catch that pack like Julio. OGD, he move 10 pounds a week. I'ma step up on the block, you know I stepped up on the brick. You know I'm stepping with my weapon, I catch my Vic accordingly. Y'all was praying for a plug, me and my niggas was ordering. I was in jail with them thugs.
All right, so basically that's what we have to work with. Fortunately for me, it's not a lot of ad-libs, dubs, anything like that. It's just vocals. We have a beat from Zaytoven. Those are known to be very bass heavy. Even if there isn't a kick present in that 20 to 500 range, there's still a sub that's, let's say 70 down, that takes up a lot of space. So you want to balance against that, but you don't want to make the song flat, because if you do that, with it being one of the only percussive instruments in the song, you're going to squash out the whole song. So now the trick is, how do we first gain stage everything so that it makes sense to what we're trying to do? Everything sounds everywhere. So the first thing we'll do is let's mute the vocals. I actually don't need that track. This is my recording track, by the way. I normally do an audio track, and then each punch in will get dragged to either the channel above it or the channel below it, alternatively based on what we were doing. But back to the mix. So first thing I'm going to do, because I'm going to gain stage it, I need a backbone of the song, something that lets me know how loud or soft the song is going to be in my ears as I'm mixing it.
Beethoven.
That always sounds nice, doesn't it?
Beethoven.
So let's do this. Let's start with a slow attack, fast release, because I want this to feel as natural as possible. I just want to enhance what's there and smooth off the stuff that's a little bit extra. I don't want to punish the song for being vibrant. This would be a punish, by the way. That feels pretty good right there. I mean, the EQ on it sounds flawless, and most beats that I get from YouTube or whatever, they're not mixed that well. But obviously, it's Zaytoven. We're working at a higher level. It just is what it is. Just put a little out ceiling on it, just so that it doesn't ever really get too out of control. Again, keep the release pretty short, just to keep everything light. I love it. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go on to the vocals. Now with the vocals, the key thing that I'm trying to keep in here, I can almost tell you exactly how I recorded this. We definitely had an Avalon running into a distressor, which then ran into a TubeTech CLB compressor. All of these are my favorites. The only thing I change about it now, I don't always run the distressor unless I need to, or unless I feel like it will give a character that, you know, I wouldn't have gotten otherwise, or couldn't have asked the performer to do naturally. I also switched the Avalon for a 1073. Now the reason I did that, the Bay 1073 gives me a certain roundness and fatness to the vocal that otherwise to me is hard to control, but then when I have it chained into the TubeTech, changes everything and everything smooths out. But this was Avalon Distressor TubeTech, so let's get back into it.
We're shooter, nigga.
All right, so what I just did was I pulled up the noise gate on the RVox compressor. This is something that I had on there from day one. I guess looking at it now, I did this to make up for the background noise. You can hear the lighter flick. You can hear certain things in the background that otherwise would have been a problem when it comes to compression and boosting and actually getting the sound you're looking for out of it. But the vocal does sound pretty full and it sounds pretty good. I know personally he does a lot of recording on the go, different studios, so he has to be able to make things sound at least like this out the gate. So that's fantastic. We can actually make this one inactive for now. We don't really need that.
Everybody know that my chopper lay with me. Them niggas in my videos, they ain't new, they raised with me. OGD, he move 10 pounds a week. You know I'm stepping with my weapon. Y'all was praying for a plug, me and my niggas was ordering. Had no bill, I need a hood, my mama said I earned that shit. Bring out a cake, turn on that switch. Turn on the stove, turn on my wrist. Beat out the pack, man, I damn near burn my fist. I'm turned up in this bitch, with a Glock, with a stick, and a Mac with a switch.
All right, so right now I'm just listening for the peak points of the vocal itself. It's gonna sound like super muffled like this. Like, it's a weird example, but it's gonna sound a little bit like that once we get to the actual peak points. And then I'm gonna reduce them so that all you hear is a crystal clear vocal. And then I'm gonna fatten it up and then control it with another SSL plugin on the other side. Do that for the same vocal on the other side, and we should have something that's good enough to color. And that, my friends, will be the end of today's lesson. So let's get through it.